What is going on, guys? In today's video I will show you the best rolling magma build in POE Exile 3.27. If you are looking for a build that is simple to get going, yet scales incredibly with millions upon millions of DPS into the endgame, then this is a top tier choice. By leveraging the Shrapnel Specialist Ascendancy, this setup turns rolling magma into a screen-filling storm of bouncing projectiles that massively increase overlap damage. It's every mapper's dream. Just drop your mines and let automation to detonate mines and do all the work for you, which will result in clearing packs before even you see them coming. As you can see, the visual effects are pure fireball mayhem, which might be overwhelming for some but thrilling for others who enjoy a bit of visual chaos alongside powerful gameplay. If you are looking for this build's path of building, then click my link in the description. And before we continue, thanks to U4GM, they are a pro website that provides POE Exile services like cheap currency, then even to trade all types of top quality items and mirrors and much more. They also have more than 20,000 positive comments on Trustpilot, and this website is really worth a try. So make sure to use my discount code KATE for extra 6% off. So let's start with an overview. The rolling magma mine saboteur build will focus on stacking offensive scaling through the key stats like increased AoV, additional projectiles and reduced projectile speed for overlapping hits. Then we will boost gem levels, especially for the fire spells, alongside the fire penetration and the spell crit chance and the multiplier, and even various sources of increased damage are all essential. Then the throwing speed, driven by the frenzy charges, and the mine throwing speed is critical for DPS and smooth mine placement. The build also benefits from cooldown recovery, and even uses offensive auras like the Anger and the Zelatory, alongside the effect curses such as the Sniper's Mark and Flammability. Then defensively, the build leans heavily into the elemental resistant cap, evasion, spell suppression, and effects like the blind and the damage reduction from the Arctic armor and the flesh and stone. Then as far as immunities go to common ailments will be achieved through the Ascendancy and our gear, while physical damage is mitigated via the elemental conversion. Shrapnel Specialist will significantly increase our rolling magma overlap by randomizing projectile paths, and also enhanced by the Great Volley and the reduced speed. Then mines will scale better than the self-cast, especially with the high impact mine support enabling multiple detonations and bonus damage. Then recovery is handled through the substantial life regeneration from Pyromaniac and the Mine Mastery, compensating for the lack of leech or on-kill sustain. Overall, the build is powerful, scalable and with good defenses. Now let's talk about leveling. Leveling as the rolling magma mine saboteur is smooth and fast-paced, with just few important steps along the way. Early on, you want to link the rolling magma to elemental proliferation support, then add combustion support at level 8 for a solid boost to early damage, then use the sapphire ring for the Marvel fight, and later use the ruby ring for the Val ruins in Act 2. Equip a Jade Amulet to meet dexterity requirements for the key abilities like the Whirling Blades and the Sniper's Mark. Make sure to run a Sword and Dagger setup early to activate the Dark Arts Mastery and enable Whirling Blades mobility. Early auras will include the Summon Skitter Boots and the Herald of the Thunder, though the Herald will eventually be replaced with the Flesh and Stone. Then help Alira during the Bandit quest for valuable early resistances. Then by level 20, start upgrading the gear with a 2-stone ring and get all elemental resistances close to 75%. After reaching Solaris 2, unlock the flat fire damage to craft your weapons, which is a huge damage boost that requires about 8 orbs of transmutation. Then later, add the Great Volley if you get a 5 link. You want to prioritize Mine Nodes, AoV and the Frenzy charges on the tree. And don't forget Mine Drinker for the mana reservation efficiency. And take Born in the Shadows in the Cruel Lab to blind enemies and boost defenses with a Flesh and Stone in the Sand stance. Next up, when it comes to Ascendancy setup, first you want to take the Shrapnel Specialist, which is a crucial node that transforms the behavior of the rolling magma by causing projectiles to fire in the random directions and gain a chance to return. This massively increases our projectile overlap per cast, which is the core mechanic that drives this build's damage scaling. Next, Born in the Shadows will add a strong defensive utility by blinding all the nearby enemies and any that are hit by your skills. This pairs perfectly with the evasion scaling and the Flesh and Stone zone in the sand stance, which makes it much harder for the enemies to hit you, and greatly improves survivability in the dense content. Then next, Pyromaniac is essential for sustain, granting immunity to elemental elements like Ignite, Chill and the Shock, while also providing a significant amount of life regeneration per the second based on the number of mines that you have placed. In short, this replaces the need for the Leech or Life on kill effect. Finally, the Bomb Specialist will give that extra mine throwing speed and boost damage by increasing the number of mines you have activated. This accelerates both the clear speed and the single target burst. Then for passive skill tree, it's built to maximize the mine throwing speed, critical scaling and the fire damage, while also prioritizing the strong layers of defense. Early in the tree, you want to take key mined nodes like the high explosives and demolitionist specialist by boosting mine damage and the placement speed. From there, you want to branch out into fire and the elemental damage, like the Holy Fire and the Lightning of Divinity, as well as critical strike clusters to enable endgame scaling, with modifiers such as the Heart of the Flame and the Elemental Overload or even the Elemental Equilibrium. Defensively, we pick up important life clusters, like Purity of Flesh and Written in Blood, along with the Suppression and Evasion via the Acrobatics and the Face Acrobatics, which of course depends if you're vested into the Ghost Dance. The tree also makes use of the utility from the Born in the Shadows via the Ascendancy for blinding enemies and passive damage reduction, and even utilizes mastery nodes to balance suppression chance and the reservation efficiency. Also, cluster jewels are added later to scale the mine throwing speed and penetration. Next up, when it comes to skill gems, we focus mainly on maximizing damage, mine placement speed and utility while maintaining strong survivability and the resource management. The core skill is the Rolling Magma, supported by the gems that increase fire damage, critical strike chance, and mine throwing speed, such as the fire penetration support and the minefield support. Automation is a key support gem here, as we use it at level 20 to reach important cooldown recovery, alongside for faster mine detonations and improved overall DPS. Utility gems will include the cluster traps and the minefield to boost mine placement and explosive coverage, while defensive or situational gems like the Flame Dash will help with mobility and positioning. Beer Trap is also used often for the extra crowd control and utility, but can be swapped out for clarity if the mana issues arise. For boss fights, the gem swaps between the slower projectiles and faster projectiles will improve the single target damage or the clear speed, though this is optional. Next we have gear. Early on, you want to prioritize weapons like the Demon's Horn, with modifiers such as plus levels to fire spell skills, increased spell damage and added fire damage. Crafting a mine throw speed on the wand is a crucial step to increase your mine deployment, which significantly will boost our DPS. For defenses, unique items like the Cloak of the Flame and the Lightning Coil will provide essential resistances and survivability, while Lightning Coil offers additional life recovery, but requires careful resistance management due to its lightning resistant penalty. Then the Stygian Vice Belt is a preferred choice for its life, resistances and the ability to craft mine throwing speed, which enhances both offense and defense. Then Javelry should focus on reduced mana cost, life resistances and critical strike multipliers, with specific attention to crafting a Metest or Vermolinian ring with a mana efficiency. Then shields like the Kon Ming Strakadem or a crafted Supreme Spiked Shield with a high life, evasion and spell suppression will complement the build's defensive needs, especially when paired with the Born in the Shadows Ascendancy. Next up we have our mercenaries. You'll want to focus on both enhancing your overall damage and maximizing utility through the powerful curses and the auras. The ideal companion is the Fallen Reverend Mercenary with a strength and intelligence scaling, so prioritize one that can use the Celetori for the added spell damage and a critical chance, and then Battle Mage's Cry for occasional surges and a critical strike potential. This combination will help to push your damage output significantly during key moments. Also, equipping your mercenary properly is just as important, so items like the Crown of the Tyrant will boost elemental damage, while gloves that apply elemental weakness will further amplify your offensive capabilities. Then Ring should provide curse support, so one with the Doedru's Danning to enable multiple curses, and another one for the Delve with flammability on a hit. Then for body armor, you want to look for something that increases curse capacity or survivability, such as a +1 curse Delve Chest, a Blunderbore, or a Garb of the Imperial. And now last but not least, let's go over the gameplay. You want to begin by throwing mines that are automatically detonated by using the automation support, which creates a consistent stream of bouncing fireballs that overlap and melt enemies in seconds. With a shrapnel specialist ascendancy, rolling magma projectiles will scatter in random directions and can return, which will dramatically increase the number of the hits per cast. This interaction is key to the build's incredible single target and the clear speed potential. Then during mapping, you simply want to move forward, drop mines, and let the automated detonation do the rest, so screen-wide packs will vanish under a barrage of fireballs. For bosses, stacking mines before triggering them will unleash a burst of damage that can phase or kill targets almost instantly. Overall, the build benefits from a high mine throwing speed, added projectiles, and reduced projectile speed for the overlap, and even critical scaling. And all of this make the build both responsive and deadly. So let me know what you think about this build in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, then you don't want to miss my previous top 10 best builds video, where I showed even more powerful builds. So click the screen now and I'll see you in the next one.